Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we're doing this really cool kind of dissolving effect on this cloth. This is a really simple cloth simulation, and then the material is going to be really cool. Like it starts right here and starts fading down to another color. So okay, let's start. First thing we're going to do is create a new general, so a new file, right? And then I'm going to press A and delete so I don't have any more objects in my scene. So now I'm going to add a plane and scale, so S and then 3, so I'll scale by 3 because that's a good size to start. So okay, let's go to edit mode with tab, and then we're going to subdivide it by, like I pressed 2, 3, 4, 5 times. So you subdivide it like 5 or 6 times. 6 I think is better. So we're going to bring this up a little bit, and then I'm going to add a UV sphere. You don't need to make this UV sphere pretty because you're going to delete it later. So okay, let's see. If we press play, nothing happens because we need to add the collision and the cloth. So I'm going to just add a cloth. I won't change anything from the settings, and then the collision. As I said, I want it to be really simple, so if you just press play now, you see it do this really cloth. But as you can see, we are falling straight from the middle, so it's really symmetrical, and I don't want that. So what I'm going to do is come back to the first frame, and then just grab this and bring it just a little bit to the side like this. If you press play now, it's still really symmetrical, but I think it's looking alright, better right now. I'm just going to bring this a little bit more to the side. You just want to not bring it so much that it will fall for the other side. So let's just see how this is looking. I think that's good, look. So right on this frame right here, it's really good already. Maybe I'll bring it a little bit to this side too, to see if I can offset it a little bit, like this. Yeah, I think that's already good. You can just keep messing around with it until you're happy. So the next thing we're going to do to make this look better is to add a subdivision surface, and I'll put it at 2. If your computer can handle that, that's a really good number. Yeah, so it looks a lot better now. So we want now the dots, right? The little dots on the scene. So I'll keep the subdivision at 1 now. I think maybe it will be better. And then I'll add a geometry nodes modifier. I'm not going to the geometry nodes tab because I prefer just to make it right here. So I just break the screen in half on the horizontal. And okay, now we are good. So let's add a new one. And the first thing we're going to do, I'm just going to show you right over here. We need to bake the simulation so we don't have to calculate it every time we go. So we're just going to play until it's good, until it's the position you like. I think it was right here. And then we're going to go to the settings and then bake until frame minus 95. So let's go here and put 95. So, and then bake. Normally it goes really fast, but it depends on how good your computer is. So okay, now it's really good, and we can do the next thing, which is the geometry nodes. So we're going to come over here to the middle, and then we're going to put an instance on points. So right over here, this one, this big one, and then as you can see, there's nothing that appears. It's just disappeared the cloth because we need to instance something on the points. So if we come here, I'll just plug this back so you can see where it's going to instance. the stuff. So I'm going to go like this. And do you see every little point that interacts like this? So that's where it's going to instance everything. So you're going to see this now like real. So I'm just going to put an icons here. So now we can put it right on the instance, and this is not what we want. What we want is to put the scale way down. So let's put to 0.005. I think it's good, maybe. Oh, 0.005. Okay, that's better already. But I think it's still too much. So maybe 0.008, I think. Maybe. Yeah, that's good, that's good. So we're going to now subdivide it 3 times, so it looks like more of a sphere. And then we're going to saturate move the sphere, so it looks prettier. Saturate move, like. So as you can see, it's really good. Now we can just delete this, so we don't see anything on the middle of the spheres. It looks just better for me, in my opinion. But now we need to do something else. So we want the dissolving effect, right? We want it to look, this spheres to be smaller. So before we do that, we want to make sure everything is good like we want it. Because if you want, you can put like this at 0.001 just for now, and then maybe turn up the subdivision ones. And then you can see how it's going to be. So let's put a little bit more. 0.003, I think. Yeah, so like this, for me, it's way better. But if your computer cannot handle it, it's okay. You can just put less. Yeah, so 0.005 would be our max value, like this. But now we want to mess up with this scale right here, because the radius, we already did everything we wanted. So we want to make this one smaller. I tried using the gradient texture first, but I ended up preferring to use the wave texture. You're going to see how this is going to work. So we're going to put the wave texture like this, and then the factor into the scale. And you can see it's really weird because it's actually a wave. So we can put on Y or even Z. Yeah, Z is better. So we want just to make the scale bigger now. That's more like smaller. So you see this is getting really big. So we want to make it look like a gradient, but it's actually not a gradient. But if it looks weird like this, you can just put the phase offset up. So I'm just going to click it down, click it. And I think that's good. Look, the dissolving cloth effect. I think I can even make it smaller, so like 0.1. But now I have to put the phase offset again. Oh, yeah, that's good. That's good. Wait, I put it the wrong button. So I think these are the settings I'm going to use. So for it to look like this. So you can see the top ones are really big and the bottom ones are really small. So now we want to make the material for this, right? So we're just going to see, this is the node group, really simple one. And we're going to take this wave texture because we want to copy it and use the same texture, the same information to make the material. So we're just going to press Ctrl C, and I'm going to change it to node. We need to put the shading, but before we do that, we already need to apply the shading. So I'll just put a new material right here, and then set material mode, because now we can see like right over here. So material 001, that's the material. You can rename it if you want to cloth. And yeah, that's good. Let's go now to the shader editor right here. yeah, so here we are. We need to now press Ctrl V so we get the same wave texture. So yeah, as you can see, it's the same values under here that I changed. And we're just going to plug them on the base color. We're on object view, so we need to go to maybe view part shading or even render mode. I think this one is better. So yeah, it's kind of weird right here because we need to change it, right? We need to put a color in if you want to change the colors. So now the Y, we can bring it down to see how it's working. So yeah, the white is on the top and then the black is on the bottom. So I'm just going to change something like this. So you can see that it becomes really weird, the wave texture. It doesn't really work like I wanted because it kind of applies to all. But I don't know why that happens. I just kept it like this because I don't know how I did it before. But another option you can do right here, you can use the gradient texture now because we have the mapping node. So if you put the gradient and then the factor, if you have node wrangler add-on enabled, you can press Ctrl T and it will appear the mapping and the texture coordinate. So now let's go right here. We want to look from the front view to see how it works, and then we're just going to put it to black and white again, or maybe red and green because it's easier to see. So you can see it's really weird, but what you can do is just put the object because it's putting this material on every single sphere, which is kind of bad. You can put it to object right here, and yeah, that's way better than the wave texture. Yeah, so now we need to rotate this. We can see the rotation over here, which one you want. I'm just going to rotate like this, so maybe -90, so -90 again, and then bring the location on the Z maybe up, or maybe it's the Y. This is always really confusing. I don't know. I never know how this works. So we just need to turn this around. Like this is not the one. The Z is. Let's just see from the top view what is happening. So Z. No, Z is turning the wrong way. Yeah, I think it's the Y. So let's just put in -37 and then bring on the Z again. I don't know what is happening, guys. Oh, here we found it. It's the X if you turn the Y. So we're just going to bring a little bit up. Okay, finally we got it. Let's turn this to -90 now. Sorry about the keyboard noise. I'm trying to fix that. But okay, let's try again. Oh, let's put it to 0 and see what happens. Maybe if we bring it up or down. Okay, finally. We found it. So we can now bring the radius on the top. So we can bring it like this, and then I think it's good. So if you want like my original one, it's Y right here, and then just this pinkish red, I don't know, on the bottom. And yeah, that's it. Finally, after finding the settings, so I put in -1 and then -90. Okay, so this we don't need to change anything. This was the material I used, but you can always change and put what you prefer. But that's what I did for the original render. Okay, so now we can finally close this tab and do the rendering stuff. So I'll add a plane and rotate it on X by 9 degrees and just bring it back a little bit and just scale up. So when I'm doing this kind of stuff, I normally use a really dark gray on the material and then bring the roughness all the way down and all the way up. Yeah, so now that we have this, you can render it in Eevee, it will work, but Cycles I think just looks better. As you can see, it looks more realistic, kind of. So what we want to do now is add the lights. So this is light 1. I like using area lights, so I'm just going to grab it on the Z like this, and then maybe just go on this one and put the scene lights into it, so you can kind of see where the lights are without lagging too much. So now we're just going to bring the power up, and then we can just look from the side view like this, and then Shift D. You can just position the lights. This is like really depends on what you're doing, how it will look. Like some people like different ways. So lighting, you just need to learn a way and then try to use it for all your renders or just some of them, because it's kind of really hard just to copy a person's light. So yeah, you just need to learn how you do yours, kind of, and then you know where to position them. It takes a little while, but I'm kind of knowing that now. It's just kind of strange for me to not follow any tutorials. I normally always do that, but you just need to find yours. So let's go on Cycles again and see how it's turning out. Yeah, I think that's good. I'm just doing this for the tutorial. So now you just need to add a camera, and then just Ctrl Alt number pad 0 over here, just so you can see. So the camera will be attached to your view. So now I'm just going to press. I'm just moving them around and see how it looks the render. So yeah, that's good for me. If you want to do like the size I did for the other one, you can put at 4K, or you can just put the resolution in the X chopped in half. But I think it's just better to use. I did that for the thumbnail so I could put 2 images. But okay, now this looks good right now. So we got the pinkish to the white, and then the camera's good, and then the lights are good. So yeah, what I like to do for the lights, sometimes I put one in the back so I can try to get a little glowing effect right here on the side, and then some on the front, and sometimes on the top too. Not always on the top, but it depends on what I'm rendering. I just move them around until I think it's good. Yeah, but that's what I end up with right here. So you can see it looks really cool. Not just like the one in the thumbnail, but it's just because of the simulation and the color. I didn't get the exact color on the other one. So yeah, now you just, if you want to make a video, you just save it as a video like the cloth volume, but I prefer just to render it to image. So yeah, for the rendering stuff, I don't like to put that much samples on mine. So like max, it's, some people like but a lot, but I just think it doesn't make much difference. It's just my opinion. So what I like to change is this one, the resolution, because it gets a lot better. So I normally put at like max first to image at 32. So that's the max that I go. And then yeah, that's everything right here. If you want, you can put something else, but yeah, that's just this image. So now if you press F12 on your computer, it will render your image and then you can save it. So yeah, that's the final project. Thanks a lot for watching if you're still here. And if you want, I just made a new Discord server, so you can go there and check everything out and talk to me and the other people in the group. There isn't a lot right now, like just me and another guy, but you can go there and ask some questions. I'm really happy to announce that. So yeah, see you in the Discord channel.